don't know about you, but the Obama administration has sucked, has hurt us, has separated us, but Donald Trump will be a unifier that's bringing us. And he is going to make sure come Tuesday, the GOP will have to recognize the real front runner of the Republican Party. And I don't know about you, but I hope you are as excited as I am that we're about to elect a man that is going to put up a wall that's going to protect us from everyone that seems to do us harm. And I don't know about you, but who's going to pay for that wall, Virginia? Mexico. Listen, America, I'm Pastor Mark Burns, and I'm here to continue to show the support because I know there's some people who have been bad apples in the police, but we have amazing police force that's going to protect us. And Donald Trump is a unifier that is here to declare all lives matter. He is going to create jobs. He is going to create jobs. He's going to create education programs so that you students out there who are going to this amazing school will be able to have a place that you can work and create income, economic development through the wonderful programs that Mr. Trump is going to do. Listen, you just make sure come Tuesday, get out and vote and make sure your voice is heard that we elect the next president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that as President of the United States, Mr. Trump will continue his lifelong defense of the right of free speech in America. As a matter of fact, he supports the First Amendment just as much as he supports the Second Amendment. However, some people have taken advantage of Mr. Trump's hospitality by choosing to disrupt his rallies by using them as an opportunity to promote their own political messages. While they certainly have the right to free speech, this is a private event paid for by Mr. Trump. We have provided a safe protest area outside the venue for all protesters. If a protester starts demonstrating in the area around you, please do not touch or harm the protester. This is a peaceful rally. In order to notify the law enforcement officers of the location of the protester, please hold a rally sign over your head and start chanting, "Trump, Trump, Trump." Ask the people around you to do likewise until the officer removes the protester. Thank you for helping us make America great again.
America. You gotta fight for America. The land of the free, the home of the brave. Red, white, and blue, America. Change for America. Trump for America. I'm proud of America. God bless America. I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the republic for which it stands. One nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. America, America, you gotta fight for America. The land of the free, the home of the brave. America, America, you gotta fight for America. The land of the free, the home of the brave. Red, white, and blue, America. Change for America. Trump for America. I'm proud of America. God bless America. I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the republic for which it stands. One nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. America, America, you gotta fight for America. The land of the free, the home of the brave. We gotta fight America. Change for America. Trump for America. I'll die for America. God bless America. We the people, the red, white, and blue. We hold our values and we hold them true. Lady Liberty standing tall. She stands for freedom, but there's nothing free at all. America, America. So many died for America. So never forget, we have a right to defend and protect America. Change for America. Trump for America. I'm proud of America. God bless America. Change for America. Trump for America. I bleed for America. God bless America. The red, white, and blue. The red, white, and blue. The red, white, and blue. The red, the white, and the blue. America, America, you gotta fight for America. The land of the free, the home of the brave. Red, white, and blue, America. I dream of America. Change for America. Trump for America. I dream of America. I'm proud of America. God bless America. I dream of America. Change for America. Trump for America. I dream of America. I'm proud of America. God bless America. America.
the next president of the United States, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
This is amazing. Incredible. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We have a lot of time. So thank you all. This is amazing. Do you know outside, I don't know if you've heard what's going on. Have you heard? So the room holds 3,000 people. Outside, they have 11,000 people trying to get in. Amazing. So I don't know what we're going to do, but we put the mics out, we put the speakers outside, and hopefully everybody's hearing. Are you hearing us outside? Can you believe it? So, you know, CNN just released a poll an hour ago, and it even surprised me, I'll tell you. Just came out, Trump, 49. Just came out. Oh, that's too bad. Gee, that's too bad. I'm looking at little Marco Rubio, 16. Lion Ted Cruz, 15. Carson, 10, and Kasich, 6. So this just came out a few minutes ago. Trump, 49. Wow. That's fantastic. And we just got the endorsement, as you know, of Chris Christie. We just got the endorsement of Senator Jeff Sessions, who's one of the great people. We have Sarah Palin. We have, it's great. We have so many great endorsements, and I've never thought of endorsements as so much. Jerry Falwell Jr., Liberty University, great guy. Sheriff Joe Arpaio, I mean, there's nobody messing with Jerry. I'll tell you, we have amazing endorsements, and the people that really mean. We have hundreds of people now that want to endorse. The problem is they want to meet with me, they want to have dinner, they want to get together, and I just don't want to do it. I want to be with you. So there it is, okay, folks? 49, 16, 15, 10, 6. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. And, you know, importantly, the New York Post, Fred Dicker, great writer for the New York Post, political writer, he said that Trump very well could win New York. New York has never been in play. For a Republican candidate, it's just not in play. They don't even think about it. They don't even campaign there. I will be campaigning in New York. I love New York, okay? And I will be campaigning in New York. And if we win New York, it's over, you understand? Because we pick up so many delegates. We're also doing really well in Michigan. So, you know, from a structural standpoint, Republicans have a hard time. Because structurally, you have to win Pennsylvania, you have to win Ohio, you have to, you know, they have like a map of, in particular, 6 states. And you lose one, it's over. Democratic ride is a much easier ride. But if I pick up New York or if I pick up Michigan, it's over, folks. It's over. It's over. We're going to do great with Hispanics. People are going to be surprised. We just won in Nevada, and we won with the Hispanics, and we won at 46%. So people are going to be surprised. We're going to do phenomenally with the African Americans. They're going to be phenomenal. We're going to have large numbers. We're going to have large numbers of people coming over. You know, they used to call them the Reagan Democrats. Now I'll still let's keep calling them the Reagan Democrats. They're coming over. They're going to be with us. We're going to have a lot of people, a lot of independents come over. So, and I think, you know, somebody said if it's Trump against Hillary Clinton, it's going to be, can you believe? Honestly, she should not be allowed to run. She should not be allowed to run. Yeah. Now, Bernie Sanders is over. You know, he took a big beating. But you look at South Carolina. So they just left South Carolina. She had a good victory over him. I drew, and the Republicans drew so many more votes, like double. And they went down because there's no enthusiasm for Hillary. None. We went way up because whether people like me or not, there is enthusiasm. That I can tell you. There is enthusiasm. Big enthusiasm. So it's been going along well. It's been a nasty, nasty deal. You know, when I said I'd run for office, I deal with real estate people. I deal with people much tougher, much tougher than the people I'm dealing with. But they're more honest in a certain way. Politicians are very dishonest people. I've never seen such deception. I've never seen so many lies. And these are dishonest people, and I hate to say it. And it's sad. It's sad. And I say, all talk, no action. I mean, I build a great business, a phenomenal business. I file my papers with the Federal Elections Commission. Everybody has it. These people back there have it. They go through. Everybody's impressed. A lot of people said, number one, they said he'd never run. Then I ran. Then they said he'll never sign what they call Form A. Form A is where you literally sign your life away. I signed Form A. Then they said, oh, he'll never put in his financials because maybe he's not as rich as people think. So I put in my financials, which showed that I'm much richer. The company is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. The company is, like, incredible. And frankly, the press didn't have that much to say. They were there. You have no idea. The first day, they said they've never seen at the federal, they've never seen people looking, that many people trying to look at papers. So the papers are great. Low debt, phenomenal assets, some of the great assets, big cash flow, and I put them in. And the reason I tell you that is because that's the kind of thinking we need in this country. That's what we need. We have $19 trillion in debt, going to $21 trillion, and that's the kind of thinking. We have to make great deals. But anyway, I put in my papers. People came, the press went through every inch of them. They said, wow, this is amazing. We didn't expect this because the company's actually much bigger, much stronger, and great. And then I have to listen to a little guy like Rubio say, oh, he's a con man. He's a con man. Now, think of it. No, but it's so insulting. And he had no choice. I guess he had to come up with something because he's getting creamed in the polls. He's like 20 points down in Florida. You know, in Florida, where he comes from, this guy couldn't be elected dog catcher right now if he ran. Now, think of it. He's defrauded the people of Florida. He's defrauded them. He's defrauded them in a lot of ways. You know, maybe he's defrauded the Republican Party building driveways with their money. You know, they catch him. He builds a driveway and other things, and they say, you're not supposed to do that. Oh, I'm allowed to. They say, well, we caught you. He said, oh, I used the wrong credit card. I'll pay you back. He pays back. Nothing happens. You know, Chris Christie would take it a little bit differently than that. And by the way, speaking of Chris, I was standing on the dais a few weeks ago, and I watched, I call him lightweight. I watched lightweight Marco Rubio. He's standing right here. And I watched this, and I saw a meltdown. I said, what am I watching here? You know, we have millions of people watching, and I saw an almost complete meltdown. In fact, I was prepared to catch him when he fell. I was. I really thought he was going to fall. They asked him a question. He gave the Barack Obama answer, right? And he gave an answer, And then he gave the same answer again because he's like a machine. He's like a robot. You wind him up and he talks. He's like a robot. We call him the robot. Well, we call him the lightweight, but we call him the lightweight robot. But he gave the answer first time, gave it a second time, gave it a third time, gave it a fourth time, and then at the fifth time I said there's something wrong. And then I looked. He was soaking wet like he just got out of a swimming pool with his clothes on. And it was honestly, I'll be honest, it was a sad thing to see. But you can't have this kind of a person negotiating with the Chinese, negotiating with Putin. Can you imagine? He's going to go and see Putin. Putin's a confident guy, smart guy. He's sitting down, and Marco walks in, and he's soaking wet. He's exhausted. He's soaking wet. Putin's going to look at him and say, what the hell's wrong with that guy? Do you remember when he was answering, the Republicans brilliantly picked him to give the answer to Obama in the state of whatever, I guess one of the speeches, by the way, a very important speech. So Obama got up, did his thing, and now we have our response, right? And he's speaking, and you see there's something wrong with him. And he's speaking, and then he goes totally off camera doing live television, and he grabs a bottle of water with the label on it. Now, unless he had a piece of that company, I think it was a terrible thing to do. If he had a piece of the company, we can all understand that, right? And he starts chugging water. Nobody has ever seen anything like that before. So we cannot have choke artists running our country. If these guys are choke artists. We cannot have choke artists running our country. Our country is in trouble. Our country is in trouble. Now, Ted Cruz, on the other hand, Ted Cruz is smarter. No, he's a smarter person than Rubio, but he's so strident. I mean, folks, it's not going to work, okay? It's not going to work. You know, he thinks it's good. We call him Lion Ted. He'll listen to me say something. He'll get up someplace else, and he will say the exact opposite of what I said. For instance, I'm very strong on the Second Amendment. He says, Donald Trump is totally opposed to the Second Amendment. The people that have been with me know for years. I mean, you know what I've been saying. I am, and I have been from the beginning, against Obamacare. We're going to repeal it, and we're going to replace it. Ted Cruz goes on television, and he goes, Donald Trump loves Obamacare. I love Obamacare. Every single speech, I say repeal and replace. I think if anybody's been, a lot of people come to this because we have a lot of fun, but every single speech, I talk about repealing, replacing, and he'll just lie. So I call him lying, and it was interesting because little Marco said the other day, he said, you're a liar to Ted. He wasn't referring to me. He said, you're a liar. That's a lie. It's the first time I've ever heard a politician, and I deal with a lot of politicians, and believe me, they are liars in many cases. And there's some good ones, but not too many. But Marco said to Ted, you're a liar. And I said, you know, now that a politician says it, you have two politicians there saying it, they're screaming at each other. Then they got together, and they said, oh, we have to be tough. The last debate, did you see them shaking hands? Behind my back, shaking hands? They're high-fiving each other inside before the thing. I said, you know what? They're double teaming. And yet every single poll, Drudge, every single poll has Trump winning the debate. Pretty amazing, right? Pretty amazing. And most people, other than, you know, some people, some of the pundits are totally, you know, forget it. I'll tell you that we're going to write a book about some of the pundits, I think. The problem is who's going to buy a book like that because nobody cares about them. The press is amazingly dishonest, okay? The press is a real problem in this country. And one of the things that's very important to me, and it only made, no, I tell you what, I'm dealing with some real sleazebags up here, believe me. I think the press is worse, okay? I'm telling you, they're worse than the politicians. And not all, but 80%. And one of the things, I mean, I get stories that have no basis in fact whatsoever. And one of the things, they can write anything they want and you can't sue them because the libel laws they essentially don't exist. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the libel laws. We're not going to do anything with freedom of the press. Freedom of the press is vital. It's important. It's a cleansing system. It's totally something that we can't touch. But when people write incorrectly about you, and you can prove that they wrote incorrectly, we're going to get them through the court system to change, and we're going to get them to pay damages. And you know what's going to happen? When you do that with the press, you're going to see a much more honest press, and you're going to see a press, frankly, that you're going to respect a lot more, and you'll read. I mean, you're going to read. People don't believe the press anymore, and I don't either. And the political press is the worst of all. So, and I don't say all of them, but I'd say 80%, okay? That's a pretty good number. I'd say this, 50% of them are absolute sleaze, okay? Absolute. 25% are okay, don't care, they do their job. You have 25% that's pretty good. You have 10% that's outstanding, all right? You have 10%, they really are. They're outstanding. I've met some outstanding people in the press, but a big chunk of it is really, really dishonest. So I just want to let you know. And to be honest, the way they write about me, you know, it's funny. They did a story recently in one of the papers, and they told, actually, it's something that worked out, a couple of things. You know, a great deal maker is when you can take a deal and make it good, when it shouldn't be good. The market crashes in the middle, you're building a building, the market crashes, not your fault, and you come out and make a lot of money because you know your way around, you do that. And I've done a number of those deals, but they call up, they want to know about this deal, that deal. I said, let me ask you a question. What about the 250 great deals? You want to know about them? No, we're not interested in them. It is so incredible what you go through with the press, and it's very unfair. And the amazing thing is, people understand it. People know, and that's why they have such low numbers. When you poll the press, I mean, they're ranked, I think, below Congress, and Congress is almost not even ranked. So it's an amazing thing. You've got to keep your eyes open. You've got to keep your ears open, and we want honesty. So we're going to get the laws changed so that the press has to be honest, and if they're not honest, if they say things that are wrong, they can be sued, and they're going to have to correct and maybe pay penalties and maybe pay something. Do you like that idea? I think to me, I think it's really good. So we have a situation that on January or so of this year, I went out and I said, you know what? We are making progress like I've never seen before. But January from the previous year, I was really mixed. Do I do this? Do I not do it? I gave up a lot. I gave up a lot of deals that are good deals that I do just automatically. I gave up The Apprentice. I mean, I'm not doing The Apprentice. They came to me, the head of Comcast, a great guy, Steve Burke, came up to my office, said, Donald, would love you to renew, would love you to renew. I said, Steve, I can't do it because I'm going to run for president. I think. He said, you're not going to run, you're not going to run, you're going to do it, you're not going to run. I said, I really think I'm going to run, but you can never be sure. Because let me tell you, to do this takes guts. To run for president, I'm not a politician, to run for president takes guts. And I didn't know, correct. 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 He said it very well. This guy said it very well, but I'm not allowed to say that, so yeah. How about Vicente Fox? He used the F-bomb, right? Can you imagine if I used that word? And this came, he was the president of Mexico, and while we're on it, because I want to just say, I watched that display. I watched the hatred and the anger in his face. And it wasn't just about the wall, because we're going to have strong borders, and we will be building the wall. We're building the wall. We're building the wall. We're building the wall 100%. We're building the wall. Okay. Okay. We need the wall. We need the wall. You know what? People are going to come into our country, but they're going to come in legally. Legally, they're going to come. They're going to go through a process, and they're going to come in. We're going to have great people coming into our country, but they come in legally. So anyway, I watched this guy, and I saw it on television, and he said, he was talking about paying, because who's going to pay for the wall? Who? Mexico's going to pay. So these politicians come up, what do you mean, Donald? Mexico's not paying for the wall. They don't have a clue. They are so bad. I'll tell you what, if for some reason God said it's not going to be you, it's going to be one of these people, you might as well give up. Never going to happen, folks. They don't even know what I'm talking about. The other day, Ted said on television, we're going to build a wall. First time I said, where did that come from? My wife came to me and said, Ted Cruz just said we're going to build a wall. Where did it come from? Then Rubio the other day, little Marco, he said, we're going to build a wall. wall. We're going to build a wall. Oh, these people, they're never going to take you to the promised land, folks. It's not going to happen. They're never bringing you to the promised land. But they come up to me at the beginning and they said, you're not serious about a wall. It can't be built. I said, really? China, 2,000 years ago, built a 13,000-mile wall, right? Think of it. The Great Wall of China, still standing, very strong, very big, very powerful. China built that wall 2,000 years ago. It's 13,000. We need 2,000 miles, but really 1,000 because we have a lot of natural barriers that we don't have to build. So we need 1,000 miles. China has 13,000 miles, but I'm going to make my wall even higher than China's wall. We're going to make it big. We're going to make it so beautiful. It's going to be the most beautiful wall because you know what's going to happen? They're going to say, let's name it the Trump Wall, and I want it to be really good looking, okay? But much more importantly, it's going to be a wall that works. It's going to work, and it does work. And if you want to ask, you just ask Israel. Walls work if you do them right. We build these walls, they're like a joke. They build ramps going over the wall. They load up their trucks with drugs. They go over the wall. I don't even know why they don't just knock it down. You ever see the pictures of the ramps where they build ramps going over the wall? It would be cheaper to just knock down the wall. This is the kind of stuff we do. So here's what happens. So Vicente Fox, who was the past president, was so angry. And he says, there's no way Mexico is going to pay for the you-know-what wall, right? And he was the anger. And I realized that anger wasn't about the wall. That anger was about how dare somebody question Mexico because they get their way. How dare they question Mexico? How dare they come and say, we have to do this or we have to do that? Folks, we're the United States. We're the United States. And I'll tell you what, we are not taking this stuff anymore from all these countries that are ripping us and laughing at us. We have stupid leadership. We have incompetent leadership, and we're not taking it anymore. And I watched that guy, and he was so angry that somebody would suggest that Mexico's going to pay for the wall, but he was so angry that there was actually, like, somebody would be talking back to Mexico. I have a great relationship with Mexico. I have a great relationship with Mexico people and with Hispanics. In fact, I employ tens of thousands of people. Tens of thousands of people. Are you back there, darling? Who's protesting? Anybody? Oh, get out of here. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. All right. So he just got on television. He's happy. Just got on television. Hey, folks. Listen, do you remember when Bernie Sanders was up making a speech and the two young girls came up and took the microphone away? Remember that? That's not happening here, folks. That's never going to happen here. Remember that? He walked by. If I were running against him, I'd just keep running that commercial. He walked by like a little boy. I tell you, it was disgusting. When I saw that, I said, this is going to be a leader. But he's over now anyway. In all fairness, nobody's showing up, and Bernie Sanders is over. He had a good run. And by the way, in all fairness, by far, I have the largest crowds, by far. But he had the second largest crowds, I will say. But I think you'll see his crowds now really start to dwindle because it's over. Unless he gets indicted, in which case he's back in the driver's seat, right? But I think she's being very protected. I think she's being very protected by the Democrats, even though many lives were ruined for doing a lot less than she did. So it's very unfair, but it will be brought up. I promise you, folks, it will be brought up on a minute-to-minute basis, okay? We will not forget. So I watched the hatred and the anger of this past president of Mexico, the actual anger, and I realized it was more than the wall. It was that they would actually be told. So we lose $58 billion in trade deficits a year with Mexico. $58 billion. The wall is going to cost $10 billion. When these characters come up, Mexico will never pay for the wall. When you're losing, when you have, essentially they're making $58 billion. We're going to get 10 of that billion so quick. In fact, I think now that I watched him, I'm going to ask for much more money because we're going to make that wall bigger, better, stronger. I actually got a call from one of the reporters that's standing right back there. Look at all that press. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. Oh, this school. I met your dean. I met your head person, a lovely woman. I said, this school is going to become so famous. Oh, is this school famous? This school. Those people, they're from all over the world. But you know what? One of them called me after the guy did the F-bomb. Nobody ever talks about that. They don't talk about that. Not one person talks about that. All they talk about is he's against the wall. He's not going to pay for the wall. So they said, how do you respond to his anger? And how do you respond to the fact that he says they won't pay? I said, you heard it. The wall just got 10 feet higher. Okay? 10 feet higher. Believe me. We're not going to be the dopey people anymore. We're not going to be the stupid people anymore. We're going to be the brilliant people. We're going to be the smart people. We're going to be the people that bring in money. We're going to be the people that create jobs for our country, not for China and not for Mexico. You know, the biggest question I get, because you have a lot of young people, and it's a great college, by the way, I want to tell you. It's a great college. It's a great school. One of the questions I get, especially when I go to, schools and colleges, is the debt is just killing people. The debt. The government debt, they borrow from the government. The cost of the colleges are going through the roof. And the biggest problem we have, you know what it is? You graduate, you're a good student, you have a great school like this, and sometimes it's hard to get jobs. And I'm being nice when I say sometimes, because I know you people. Hey, is everybody all set with jobs? Raise your hands. Who's got jobs? Okay. Who doesn't? Oh, no! That's a lot of hands. That's a lot of hands. That's a lot of talent. So here's what's happening. People go to a great school, they graduate, top of their class. They graduate with good marks. They work really hard. Their parents are proud. Everybody's proud. They can't get a job. That's going to change, folks. You're going to get jobs. You're going to get such great jobs. We're going to bring jobs back from China. We're going to bring them back from Mexico. We will start, before I'm finished, I guarantee you that we will have Apple products made in the United States, not in China. Okay? I guarantee it. And plenty of other companies. We had a case the other day. I was very vocal about it because I think it's disgusting. And I'm a conservative person, but I call myself common sense conservative. You have these people, I don't know if they know anything about business, but they believe in free trade, and I do too. But free trade has to be fair trade, right? Don't you agree? It's got to be fair. It can't be free for them and they get all the benefits. So if you take a country like China, China sends all its stuff in here, no tax, come on in, dump whatever the hell you want. It doesn't make any difference. Perfect. I have friends who are in the manufacturing business. If they want to sell to China, number one, they can't. And number two, if they do, they have to pay a massive tax beyond, they call it a tariff, by the way, because it sounds a little better. But it's tax, okay? And it's not even going to, you know what's going to happen? It's not even going to really start a trade war. But of course, if you think about it, with China this year, we will lose $505 billion. Okay, think of it. And we've been losing similar amounts, 400 billion, 300 billion, for years. So they say, oh, you'll start a trade war. You know what? When you're losing that kind of money, who the hell cares? Who cares? Who cares? Now, I deal with the Chinese, and the Chinese are very smart. They're great negotiators. They're very tough. They work like you've never seen. I've made a fortune dealing with China. I own a big chunk of the Bank of America building. I own 1290 Avenue of the Americas, one of the biggest office buildings, the biggest floor plates in New York City. I've had tremendous success. I've sold hundreds of millions of dollars worth of apartments in Manhattan to the Chinese. They're great. I don't object to the Chinese. I don't object to the Mexican government or the Chinese government. I wish our government could get away with what they're doing. okay? That's what I want. I like China, I like Mexico, I like everybody. I want smart leadership in this country. Our country is being killed because we have stupid people leading our country. We have people that don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So I take the case, and it just happened a week ago. Carrier air conditioner. Good company. I bought Carriers. I buy so much stuff. So, good company. They announced last week, did you see it? Somebody had their cell phone camera up. They announced last week that they're cutting out 1,400 jobs. They're going to move to Mexico. These are great people. I looked at those people. They were devastated. They've been there for years. They make a good product. They're going to move to Mexico. So I said, what would I do if I'm president? Now, I can tell you what little Marco would do, or I could tell you what Lion Ted would do. Here's what they would do. Nothing. You know why? Because they're controlled by the lobbyists, and they're controlled by the special interests. And before it ever got time, now they're smart enough to realize it's not good. What are we getting? We're getting nothing. They close the factory, we lose the jobs, you lose real estate taxes, all other taxes. They move to Mexico, they make air conditioners, they bring them across the border, probably taken by illegals. In other words, the illegals can walk them right across the border, right? Because nobody checks the illegals. So here the illegals are walking with air conditioners. Oh, they'll probably figure that one out too. Because frankly, they're going to take their air conditioners, they're going to sell them across the border, no tax. So tell me, how are we helped? The answer is we're not helped, okay? I went to the Wharton School of Finance, good student and all of that stuff. You all have good educations. Some of you don't. You don't need education to know this. We lose our jobs, we lose our money, we lose everything. Now they go to Mexico, they employ Mexicans, which is fine, And they make the air conditioners over there, and they now bring them across the border, and they sell them here, no tax. Because these stupid people say, we want free trade. Well, here's the story, folks. If you want that, you're going to lose every single company in this country is going to be gone. If you want to do that. Every company in this country. You take a look at what's going on. Pfizer, great pharmaceutical drug company, is leaving, going to Ireland. Many, many companies are leaving, going to Mexico. Mexico is becoming the new China, by the way. Ford built a $2.5 billion plant. They're building one. And I've been talking about it for 2 years. And nobody from government has followed up. And then the other day in the newspaper, it was just announced that Ford's going to double down. They're going to do much more now in Mexico. Because you know what? If they do that, we have to give them a hard time. We have to let them know what they're doing is wrong. And these guys are all taken care of by Ford, by special interests, by people that represent Ford, by lobbyists. So they'll never do the right thing. I'm self-funding my campaign. Nobody owns me. You own me. You own me. So, number one, I have a great business instinct. I've always had a great business instinct. And number two, nobody owns me. The donor that gave me money doesn't exist. So the donor that puts up money for Rubio and Cruz and all these other people, he's going to go to them and say, you can't do that. I gave you $1 million. I gave you $5 million. And you know what? I'm not even saying they're wrong. They can't do anything about it, all right? They're not going to do it. Here's what I'm going to do. So maybe I'll have to do it through a surrogate because, you know, the press will say, that's not very presidential for the President of the United States to be calling up the head of Carrier, okay? I don't think that's very presidential, but I'll do it anyway, folks, because it's so easy. So big. And here's what I'll say. Look, and I have Carl Icahn endorse me. Many of the greatest business leaders endorse me. Andy Beal, a great business leader, wants to endorse me. So many of the great business leaders, the smartest people. We have the greatest negotiators in the world. We don't use them. We use political hacks. So I want to do this myself because I have fun with it. You know, some people like taking vacations. I like doing this stuff. So here's what I'll do. President of the United States calling. They go into Carrier, right? I say, well, you're the president of Carrier? Yes. Okay. I'll say, hey, good luck with your new plant. I hope you enjoy it. I know it's going to be a wonderful success. But I'm not happy that you moved out of the United States. And I'm not happy at what you did. You left a lot of people unemployed. And for what? So here's the story. Enjoy your new building. Enjoy your new environment. But every single time that you make an air conditioning unit, that unit is going to come across the border. And when it does, we're going to tax you at 35%, okay? And here's what's going to happen. And here's what's going to happen. Not 80% or 90% or 98%, 100%. He's going to call, try and make a deal. I'll be called by different people that I know, try and make a deal. Forget it, because I don't take money, and forget it, okay? So here's what's going to happen 100%. They're going to call me back, and they're going to say, Mr. President, all right, get him out of here, please. Get him out. Get him out. Are you from Mexico? Are you from Mexico? Huh? Are you from Mexico? Right smack in the middle of my punchline. All right, darling. If you want, you can stay and you can hear the end of the story. Because you know what? You're moving back to the United States. Oh, boy. Yeah, get her out, please. Get her out. Out, 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 out. All right, get him out. Get him out. Get him out of here, please. Trouble. Nothing but trouble. Get him out. Could you let some people come in from outside that are standing outside there? Let some people come in. Yeah, let them fill it up. Yeah, let them fill it up, please. Thank you. All right, folks, you're going to hear this, you're going to hear it once. You're going to hear this, you're going to hear it once. All right, folks. You're going to hear it once. All lives matter. All lives matter. All right, so look, let's go back to the end. Right in my punchline, this one and that one, right smack in the middle. So here's what happens with Carrier. Carrier sounds so unexciting right now, does it? Hey, is it fun to be at a Trump rally? Is this great? Right? Where else does this happen? So here's what's going to happen. Are we having a good time? Yes. I love it. I love it. Okay, come on. What, do you have a problem over here? You have a problem? All right, get her out of here. Get her out. Get her out. Get her out. Out. Get out. 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 You know, when you think of it, hey, folks, thank you. When you think of it, hey, honestly, look, we're all together. Believe it or not, we're going to unify this country. This is not a unified country. We're going to bring this country together. This is a country that's in big trouble, bigger than you understand, folks, bigger than you understand. It's in big, big trouble. We're like a third world country now, and I'll tell you what, we are going to straighten out our country. We're going to unify our country. We're going to take care of our people. But when you think about it, you see like a scene like that, what are we looking for? Okay, all of us, whether we're Democrat or liberal or conservative or Republican, whatever. We're looking for security. We're looking for safety. We're looking for family and taking care of our family, right? We're looking for homes. We're looking for good jobs where we can come home and do well and keep going up, and we do a good job. We go up, up, up the ladder, and we do better. You know, we're looking for good health care, not Obamacare, which is a horror show, right? We want to get rid of Common Core because we want education to be brought locally so we can start doing well. Right? You know, if you really think we're looking for a strong military that can protect us from the very evil outside world. And you know, you see this, and honestly, I think I could sit down with this young lady. I think I could sit down with the kids and I'd say, let's talk. I really think, can't we convince them? We're all looking for the same. We need the same thing. We're all looking for the same thing. Now, then you have some people that are looking for trouble, okay? And if you're looking for trouble, I don't want to talk. We have to act tough, and we have to act swiftly. And by the way, I want to thank the police. You guys are so good. Good. They're good. Great. So, right smack in the middle of my punchline, they did that. I wanted to give the rest, but I couldn't because she had a loud, lousy voice, and I couldn't do it. But you know what? So here's what the head of Carrier says to me. Mr. President, if that's going to be your opinion, we're moving back into the United States. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Oh, you have another one over there? Boy. Look. All right, get out of here. Get out. Get out. Get out. Oh, folks. Isn't it sad? We've got to unify our country. We've got to unify our country. But it is fun, right? And exciting. Exciting. You know, all the other candidates, they don't have this. Like 12 people show up. They don't have 15,000 people. So we have over 15,000 people. Exciting. And the hatred is so unbelievable.
Hey,
and
folks,
we've got to come together as a country. We've got to love each other. We've got to come together as a country. And the divisiveness in our country is unbelievable. Remember that. We have a president that I really thought. We need jobs. We need economic development. We need a lot of things, but we will do it. You know the tone. Hillary Clinton got up the other day. She said, I don't like Donald Trump's tone. And somebody said, a very great reporter, actually, I won't use his name because I don't want to get him in additional trouble. He was very angry. He was like saying she's screaming, her voice. He couldn't stand her voice. Did he get in trouble? Because by saying that, he was saying something negative to a woman, right? She was screaming and giving people headaches, just headaches, listening to her voice. And he said that. He's a reporter. You know who the reporter was. Do you want to name him? Do you want to shout him out? Go ahead, press. Do you want to shout out? Who did it? Come on. Press, who did it? Come on. Very well known, one of the top in the world, okay? He got absolutely killed, so I would never do that. But he said she was just, you don't want to listen to it for 4 years, folks. And also, your country will be torn apart if that happens. It'll be torn apart. Now, let me tell you something. Hillary complained, and she said, I don't like Donald Trump's tone. She also said Donald Trump is sexist, and I talked about her husband. That was the last time I think I'll ever hear that. She had a miserable weekend 4 weeks ago. I tell you what, 4 weeks ago, her and Bill had a very bad weekend. Bill said to her, why did you say that to him? And I think we're not going to hear it too much anymore, to be honest with you. That was a tough weekend they had. But you have to hit them with the facts, right? We have to hit people with the facts. So look, Hillary said she doesn't like my tone. The word tone was used. And I'm saying to myself, you know, we have people in the Middle East, if you're a Christian, you get your head chopped off, right? But we have people in the Middle East chopping off heads. Beyond the Christians, they're chopping off heads. They're drowning people in steel cages. Nobody's ever seen. This is like we all study medieval times. I read medieval times, they chopped off heads. We haven't had anything like this. The world is a mean and evil place. And we need a strong tone. We can't have that weak, pathetic tone. We can't have it anymore. We need strength. We need strong people. We need strong people. It's the only thing that's going to be respected. I mean, I'll tell you this story, and it happened in the Philippines around 1918. They had tremendous Muslim terrorism, tremendous. They had 1918. So what's changing? And you had General Pershing. He was a tough cookie. And they caught 50 terrorists. Many people were being killed. Very similar to what's happening today. They caught 50 terrorists. Does anybody know this story, by the way? It's an amazing story. It shows toughness. It shows toughness. A true story. The press was saying, well, it was a rumor. Not a rumor. True story. So General Pershing was a tough general. And by the way, we need tough generals. We need We need General Douglas MacArthur, and we have him. We need George Patton, General George Patton. We need to. So, General Pershing, they caught 50 terrorists. And they have a thing about pig's blood and pigs. And what they did is they cut open 2 pigs, and they dumped the bullets into the pigs. And they took the bullets, and they stood the 50 men up, and they shot each man with a bullet that was covered with pig's blood. But they didn't shoot the 50th person. They gave him his bullet, and they said, you go back and take this bullet back. Oh, don't worry about it. Forget it. Let's do the end of the story, and then we'll take care of it. They said, listen, everybody, listen. They said, you take this bullet to the 50th person. They killed 49 terrorists. They said, you take this bullet, you take it to your home, and you show and you explain what just happened. For 28 years, they had no terrorism. 28 years. We are going to have to get tough. We are going to have to get tough. And we can't allow, and I have a bigger heart than anybody in this room, but we can't allow the people from Syria, who we have no idea who they are, we cannot let them come into our country. We cannot. We don't know where they come from. There's no documentation. There's no paperwork. You saw what happened in Paris. You saw what happened in California. 14 people killed, violently killed. And they worked with these people. And these people, when they had a baby, they had a party for the baby. They all got along. And then one day they walk in and they kill 14 of them with plenty in the hospital. In Paris, the toughest gun control city, they say, in the world, and France generally, the toughest gun control country in the world, except for the bad guys. They'll have guns. And in Paris, when you walked in, they walk in and they have their guns, and nobody else had a gun. Nobody else had a gun. And they killed 130 people, tremendously, horribly wounded people laying all over in different hospitals right now. Many more will die. But they killed 130 people. If there were guns on the other side of that room where the bullets were going in the opposite direction, if a couple of these people were in that room and you had guns, and you had a gun on the hip or a gun at the ankle, and you could bend down and pick up that gun and you start firing back, you wouldn't have had that problem. So we are going to protect our Second Amendment, folks. We're not going into it. We're protecting our Second Amendment. So look, we're not a country that wins anymore. We lose at everything. We lose at war. We can't beat ISIS. We lose at everything. We lose at everything. I'm asking you, big day tomorrow, I'm asking you, I don't want your money. I don't need your money. I'm spending my own money. It's a lot of money too, by the way. You know, I used to get a kick out of saying I spent the least and I'm in first position. I still spend the least, but it's still a lot of money. I think I'm into it for $25 million. That's a lot, right? It's a lot. It's money. Not a big impact, but money. But wouldn't it be nice? Look, I told you education. We spend the most, and we're at the bottom of the list worldwide. We spend the most per pupil, we're at the bottom of the list. Wouldn't it be nice if we could do it my way? I spent the least, and I'm in a landslide, okay? We have a landslide. Wouldn't it be great? I have spent the least money, and I have the best result by far. I mean, you listen to the CNN poll, we're up, we are up big league, 49 to 11 and to 12 and to whatever. So here's the story. Here's the story. We're going to do that with our country. We're going to do that with our country. One of the reasons I was chosen, the old post office, everybody bid on it. One of the reasons, I'll have to tell this to the lightweight senator on my right, that he's usually on my right. The reason I got it, in the Obama administration, I got the old post office. The most coveted property in the history of the GSA, they tell me. Now, everybody wanted it. Every hotel chain wanted it on Pennsylvania Avenue between the Capitol building and the White House. The reason I got it is, number one, I had a great financial statement. If you don't have a great financial statement, you can't get it. Because the GSA, very professional, they want to make sure it gets built. I had a great statement, and I had a great concept. And we're building right now. It's, by the way, 2 years ahead of schedule and under budget. Isn't that a nice sound? Nobody hears that. I'm sure the Democrats will be happy to hear that we're opening up in September of this year. Can you believe that? Right before the election. In fact, I joke. I say, hey, if I don't make it to the White House, I'm still going to live on Pennsylvania Avenue, right? Still. But one of the reasons I got it is because I have a tremendous statement. The other is because we have a great plan, and it's just going great. But I'm under budget. I'm ahead of schedule, way ahead of schedule. And a little under budget. And the only reason I'm a little is because I'm doing marble instead of terrazzo. You wait till you see this place. It'll be one of the great hotels of the world. But I'm under budget and ahead of schedule. Wouldn't it be nice if the United States was under budget and ahead of schedule when it does its infrastructure? Okay? Wouldn't it be nice if instead of Norway and Sweden and Denmark and China and these other places where they do have great schooling and they're the top 4 or 5, wouldn't it be nice if we could be there and spend a lot less money? I mean, wouldn't it be nice? We're going to do so many things. We're going to make our country so good again. We're going to make it just, it's so exciting to me. It's so exciting. There are so many aspects. We don't bid out pharmaceuticals. We're going to save billions and billions and billions of dollars. The numbers are astronomical. So here's what we're going to do. You got to get out tomorrow and vote. I don't want anything from you except you got to vote. We have a movement going on. This isn't normal. Don't forget. You people got here really early, right? When did you get here? Like 8 hours ago or something? Yes, I know, because that happens all over. You people got here really early, and that's why you're here. 8 hours ago, 9 hours, I had it in New Hampshire. Oh, good. Thank you, darling. I didn't know what the hell happened there. I thought they were the enemy, but they're my friends. Coal is coming back. Clean coal is coming back. 100%. Thank you. I'm so glad they said it. What this president and what the EPA has done to our energy and done to our coal industry is ridiculous. We sell coal. The coal mines are dying. But the only coal we give is coal to China. Do you think they clean the coal? Believe me, they don't. All right, we're going to bring the coal industry back 100%. All right. No, if I win, we're going to go clean coal, and that technology is working. I hear it works. So we are going to go clean coal. We're bringing coal back. We're going to have a lot of different forms of energy. We're going to bring it back, and we're going to stay. I mean, I have so many people. They're in the coal industry, West Virginia, different places. It's devastated for no reason whatsoever. So we're bringing coal back. I'm so glad you said that. Thank you. Thank you. Folks, we're going to get rid of regulations that don't exist. We are going to get rid of so many things. A friend of mine's a farmer. A beautiful farmer. He has a little bit of a lake, not a lake, a little puddle sort of forms on his land. The EPA said it's a lake. You cannot touch it. It's a puddle. And now he gets a fine because the puddle, he covered up with dirt, and he's fined, and he's got all sorts of problems. I'm telling you, folks, we have gotten out of control. Not going to happen anymore. So here's the story. We want to win by a big number. You look at Time magazine from a couple of weeks ago. They're calling it a movement. It is a movement. It's not me. I'm a messenger. I'm only a messenger. This is a movement. It's a movement toward common sense, okay? It's a movement. Nikki Haley gets up. She makes a speech. She said, Donald Trump is angry, essentially, and the people are angry. I'm not an angry person. I'm a happy person, believe it or not. But I'm not an angry person. I'm angry when I look at the incompetence of our government. It makes me, because I love our country. You're not angry people. You're not angry people. By the way, they're angry people. You're not angry people. You're people that have great love for this country. Don't worry about them. Leave them alone. Who cares? You know, they have a new strategy. They've gotten smart. Instead of blowing it at one time, they go at different times to be as disruptive as possible. So, but you're not angry people. You're angry now, but you're not basically angry people. Let me just tell you, folks, you're going to be so happy. This is going to be an important day for you. You're going to vote tomorrow. We're going to win tremendously. Virginia's going to have a big victory. I guess almost every place. Texas, I'm the only one where it's sort of tied, maybe losing. And Texas, there's no way they put this guy in Texas. I can't believe it. He has been so bad. He hasn't done anything. He's passed nothing. All he does is talk. And in Texas, he should lose. He has not done anything. And I love Texas. The people of Texas have so many friends. Ted Cruz has done nothing for Texas. He goes because he doesn't have it. He doesn't get along. How about Senator Sessions, who's one of his friends, endorses me, and he can't believe it. Ted Cruz has never done anything for the people of Texas, and I think I have a very good chance of winning Texas too. But let me just tell you, it's going to be a very important day, because what's going to happen is you're going to look back on this day in 2 years from now and 4 years from now, and you are going to say that you were there at the beginning. We're going to have a renaissance in this country. We're going to have a renaissance. We're going to win with our military. We're going to knock the hell out of ISIS. We're going to win with health care. We're going to take care of our vets. We're going to take care of our vets. These are our great people. We're going to win with education. We're getting rid of Common Core. We're taking that Common Core, throwing it the hell out. We're bringing it to local. We're winning with education. We're going to win at the borders. We are going to win so much at the borders. We're going to have the strongest borders. And again, it's very important. People are coming in, but they're coming in through a process, and they're coming in legally. And very importantly, we are going to win at trade. We're going to make our country rich again. We're going to make our country great again. I love you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. I love you. I love you. Get out and vote, 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 vote.